Seriously, Niners fans? Just when you think you've got a handle on the offseason moves, the cap situation, and where this roster is headed, another wrinkle emerges. Didn't we just celebrate landing a pass-rushing force in Bryce Huff? And now, the question isn't just about how he fits, but about who might be on the way out because of it? Are the San Francisco 49ers really considering adding more dead money to their league-leading total just to clear some cap space? Let's dive into the latest twist in the Niners' offseason saga. That's right. The recent acquisition of defensive end Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles was a significant move, bolstering the 49ers' already talented defensive line. But as often happens in the NFL, one move can trigger a domino effect, raising questions about the future of other players on the roster. And according to some analysis, one player whose name is now being floated in potential trade scenarios is defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos. Gary Davenport over at Bleacher Report recently highlighted Gross-Matos as a player the 49ers should seriously consider trading before the 2025 season even begins. Now, on the surface, with the importance of defensive line depth in today's NFL, especially for a team with Super Bowl aspirations like the 49ers, the idea of trading away a rotational piece might seem counterintuitive. But Davenport's reasoning delves into the complexities of roster building, performance, and perhaps most significantly for San Francisco right now, the salary cap. For the 49ers, roster flexibility and options have been somewhat limited, particularly when it comes to moving significant contracts or players due to their overall cap situation and the lack of obvious trade candidates who would yield meaningful returns without creating bigger holes. And just to clear the air right away, no, Davenport didn't entertain the idea of trading wide receiver Brandon Ayuk despite the ongoing contract situation. With the significant bonus money the 49ers have already paid Ayuk, the cap implications of trading him at this point would be financially crippling, making it an unrealistic scenario that Davenport rightly dismissed. So back to Gross-Matos. Davenport acknowledges that suggesting there's a robust market for Gross-Matos after his performance in 2024 might be a bit optimistic. Let's look at the numbers. In his first season with the 49ers, Gross-Matos recorded 4 sacks. Now, 4 sacks isn't terrible for a rotational player, and this is a big, but 3 of those 4 sacks came in a single game. That means he had just 1 sack in the other 16 games he played. He also finished the season with a career-low 19 total tackles. Those aren't exactly eye-popping statistics that scream high trade value. Because of this, Davenport doesn't believe the 49ers would get much in return if they were to trade Gross-Matos. We're likely talking about a late-round draft pick, maybe a 6th or 7th rounder. Not exactly the kind of haul that changes the trajectory of your franchise. However, he doesn't completely rule out the possibility that Gross-Matos could still attract interest from a team looking for defensive end depth. As Davenport put it, trading Gross-Matos won't net the Niners more than a late-round draft pick. But the former second-round pick is still only 27 years old, and an NFL team looking to add depth at edge rusher may believe they can coax better football out of Gross-Matos in a new home. It's a bet on potential and a change of scenery rather than proven recent production. From a roster standpoint for 2025, keeping Gross-Matos is straightforward. He's under contract and provides depth at a critical position. He's not a free agent until 2026. If defensive line depth is a concern, and after seeing how quickly injuries can pile up, it absolutely should be. Keeping him makes perfect sense from a football perspective for the season. However, the primary motivation for trading Gross-Matos isn't football performance, it's financial. Moving Gross-Matos would generate a significant $7.82 million in salary cap savings for the 2025 season. That's real money the 49ers could use to help extend another player, sign a free agent, or simply create breathing room under the cap. And this is another crucial, but trading him would also leave behind $6.61 million in dead money spread out over 2 seasons. $1.65 million in 2025 and a more substantial $4.96 million in 2026. And this is where the situation gets particularly tricky for the 49ers. San Francisco currently leads the entire NFL in dead money, carrying a staggering $92.65 million tied up in players who are largely no longer on the active roster. Think about that number for a second, nearly $100 million counting against their cap for players who aren't contributing on the field. The vast majority of this dead money is tied to players who were cut or traded. The only significant exception is fullback Kyle Juszczyk, whose cap hit and dead money are linked due to his offseason release and subsequent re-signing at a lower number. The recent trade of wide receiver Deebo Samuel alone added a massive $34.1 million in dead money to the 49ers' books. After making a move like that, which significantly increased their already league-leading dead money total, the 49ers front office might be extremely hesitant to add even more dead money by trading Yetur Gross-Matos, especially for a relatively modest cap saving in 2025 that comes with a significant future cap penalty in 2026. So the dilemma is clear. Trading Yetur Gross-Matos provides immediate and substantial cap relief for 2025, money the 49ers could certainly use. However, it means adding to their league-worst dead money total, particularly impacting their 2026 cap, and it means sacrificing valuable depth on the defensive line, a unit that needs to stay fresh and healthy for a deep playoff run. Keeping him provides needed depth and avoids adding to the dead money problem, but it keeps that $7.82 million tied up. It's a classic NFL balancing act between immediate financial flexibility, future cap health, and on-field roster needs. Given their current dead money situation, the 49ers might lean towards keeping Gross-Matos for the depth, despite the potential cap savings a trade would provide. But until the season starts, every player not considered untouchable is potentially on the table. All right, Niners faithful, that's the complicated picture regarding Yetur Gross-Matos and the 49ers cap situation. What do you think the 49ers should do? Is the cap saving worth adding to the dead money total and losing depth? Or should they prioritize keeping Gross-Matos for defensive line rotation? Let me know your thoughts, your cap strategies, and your roster predictions in the comment section below. I want to hear from all of you. And hey, if you appreciate these deep dives into the financial and roster complexities of your favorite team, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. Liking the video helps us bring you more detailed reports like this one. Drop a comment, hit the like, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time with more exclusive NFL news and analysis.